And so what is your key focus now? Or maybe a better question is, what is your key focus going forward? What are you seeing? What are the emerging categories, the growing categories that you're developing products for?
Private tours have been really big for us, and I think we
Mm.
see as a huge part
Hmm.
of our future. And we've been really surprised by the consumer there because we would have thought again and again. I think it's you got to stay on top of what your customers are interested in, but we would have thought that we were building tours for couples who wanted to upgrade to have the time to themselves. But actually, what we're seeing is people opting for a private tour where there's cost efficiency. So four or five, six people, they might as well book a private tour because they're already
Hmm.
paying for it, which is interesting and different. It's a different kind of consumer. So we're thinking a lot about that. How do we do more custom tour, private tours in the future? We also have launched our first overnights, which are going to be, I think, a slower ramp up because we have to build a market for it. So we were doing Pompeii Amalfi from Rome as a day trip. Over time, the quality of that just really deteriorated because the restrictions on how long drivers could be on the road and the traffic got really bad. So you went from having 3 or 4 hours in Pompeii to it being a 90-minute tour to 2 hours. The traffic down in Positano got really bad. And so it became a situation where we felt if you wanted to go to the Amalfi Coast, you really needed an overnight. You wanted to be in Positano after the crowds left. And so as we got into product development, we found that even though the price point is much higher, we felt more confident about the value proposition on a higher price product where we were really delivering on a memorable service. The same we're doing like Tuscany from Rome. A lot of the stuff that we would have thought about doing as day trips in the past just aren't viable as day trips. It is just not possible to cram this stuff into the same period of time as
Mm.
it used to be. So for us, multi-day right now is more development of a day trip that we think actually delivers on what that person wants. There are a ton of questions in there because how does that work with their hotels? Do they take it first or last? What about the luggage? Can people actually plan around this? I think there's some research out there. You guys have published research about how the tour is being booked earlier and earlier on. So, I mean, if that is true, then we can get in front of them, and we're kind of banking on that this research is being done earlier and people can work into the trip, but it's very different for us. We're really excited about it. We're going to be rolling it out in a lot of our markets. And it just brings opportunities to do things that we've been trying and failing to deliver on as day trips for a few years. For the team as well, it's really great because they are creating value in a way that is really hard in this mass market space to deliver a product that they test and say, this is amazing. And I would have every single one of my family members do this. And I'm super proud of what I do. So I think we feel very connected to that. Does the market feel connected to it? I think that's going to take a little bit longer. We have some work to do there. Excited about it.
That's awesome. That's exciting. And yeah, we have seen a lot of people curious about multi-day, single day tour operators curious about getting into multi-day. And what does that entail? Obviously, accommodations and a few other things are involved there. But yeah, definitely growth in the space. So it's interesting that you guys are getting into it as well.
And it's interesting that you've made this jump into, or the shift, I guess it depends on how big the jump is, into multi-day because of the fact that you've seen that the quality that you want to provide the consumer is simply not there because of things like traffic and infrastructure issues and things like that. So you need the extra time in order to deliver the kind of experience that you want. And so you're almost being forced into creating these multi-day experiences because it's the only way you can really deliver it to those types of experiences to a consumer. So you mentioned that you're doing overnights. Are you already thinking about like 3, 4, 5 day type experiences as well that encompass more of that?
Yeah, we would love to. I think what we see is like a middle ground that might be, I think the customers are different, right? The person who's
Mm-hmm.
booking a multi-day today, I guess for such a long time, that has been such a very different consumer to someone who's buying a high-end guided tour. So what we're trying to
Is
do
it
is find,
though? Do we know that? Do we have that research yet?
well, I know from talking to Travis Pittman that the average cost is about $200 a day. We're charging $200 for 3 hours. So I would think that with no accommodation. So I would think that the price point makes it quite different. I only know anecdotally. I've also spoken with some of the multi-day operators, and I think it is a much younger demographic in some cases, or it's specialist or niche. Definitely in our markets, you're probably looking at younger people, right?
For the multi-day, you mean?
Yeah. My sense of it is that it is, but that there is opportunity. Like for us, it is, as you mentioned, like it is a response. It is a response to overtourism. It is a response to what it now takes to do things properly, to like actually see something. It just takes longer. There is more friction in travel. There is more friction in guided tours. There's more friction in attractions. Everything's just harder now because the numbers are so much more vast. So we would love to, but we would really love to bring our customers with us. I don't think we're not that interested into trying to appeal to what we believe to be a very different market. We'd like to evolve more so than pivot.